Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Ready, Set, Recap, where we recap what's been going on. I'm Daniel, joined as always by my best friend, Skyler.
What's up, everyone?
This week, in the news, new Star Trek is happening, probably. One Piece Season 2 got a teaser trailer. EA told me to kick rocks. Doctor Who is in Star Wars. The Stranger Things creators have jumped ship. James Gunn is hinting at the future of Superman. And we're going to look at this year's Primetime Emmy nominations. But before we get into all that, Skyler, what's been going on with you?
Two things this week, better than last week, where I had no idea what to say for this part. First of all, I rewatched Peacemaker Season 1 in preparation for the new season, which is almost upon us. It's a good show.
It's pretty good. We enjoy that.
Yeah, I got reacquainted with all the jokes and bits. Very excited for Season 2. I guess that's really all I have to say about that one. But the more importantly, I guess, more in the mainstream, is I saw the new hip happening horror movie Weapons, and I liked it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Everyone's talked about it to death, but I'll just recover the basics. It's by the director that did Barbarian a couple years ago. What I didn't know until recently is he's from Whitest Kids You Know, the comedy group. He's like one of the main guys, and it's just he's another example, like Jordan Peele, of like comedy guy switching to horror and being very successful at it. Certain comedy elements, intentional but like subtle, shine through in the movie Weapons in a way that is very fun, but it's a very, very well crafted movie. I'm glad people really, really dig it. I think it's my number 2 movie of the year so far. Still behind Sinners. I think that's going to be tough to beat, but it was very good. I liked it a lot.
Hell yeah. This week I didn't do a ton. I enjoyed watching all of Smosh Summer Games. That's been happening over the last like 2 weeks.
Oh yes.
It was pretty cool. It is the 20th anniversary of Smosh. I have not been watching that whole time, but they haven't done a Summer Games in like 6 years or something, 5 or 6 years. This year, because it was the anniversary, they decided to bring it back because it was really popular back in the day. And I think they only stopped doing it because when they started doing it, they were owned by Defy, and Defy was paying for it because it's really expensive to do. So this year, the theme of it was like the class of 2005. So they just filmed in a high school, and it seemed like they probably kept the budget down lower, certainly, than some of the older ones. But I would argue that it's probably just it's a better series of games than they did in the older ones. Because a lot of the older ones were like, we're going to rent out this saloon town, and we're going to do like fake shootouts at with balloons or whatever. And you're like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Whereas this version they took a lot of the content that they were already doing, like some of the games that they played and like Jeopardy and stuff, and they just elevated it to a much higher level, and they're like, this is what it is now, which I think that's the correct choice, because like you already know that your fan base enjoys those things. So It was pretty cool, lots of twists, lots of turns, a lot of great character moments. We loved it. Good time. It's officially over. It was shorter than I thought it was going to be. It only lasted like 2 weeks. For some reason I thought they were going to drag it out like the whole month, but turns out no. But Skyler, let's talk about the news.
Please.
So let's start with one that you dropped in our chat here about new Star Trek films being, I guess, announced, but not like fully, because we don't have like titles or anything.
Yeah, I think so. What it says is they're in development, which can mean anything between talks are being had to an idea was written on a Post-it note.
Right.
So working with that roughly.
So they have announced sort of 2 projects. One says it is Captain Kirk returning, and as well as the rest of the crew. It's weird that it doesn't specify Chris Pine's Captain Kirk, but I think it's safe to assume that is what we're doing.
I'm pretty sure that's what they mean.
Yeah. Well, the picture on the article is of Chris Pine.
The picture was used Chris Pine from Star Trek Beyond.
So,
which is a movie that I really like, and I'm glad that it might be getting a sequel, I guess. Give this crew one last run at it.
I haven't watched those movies in a long time, but I seem to remember them all being at least pretty good. So I'm not
Mm,
against getting a fourth one or fifth one or however many we're at.
they have some of them. They're not perfect. Some of them
No.
are flawed. The second one kind of sucks,
Okay. All
but
right.
but the
Okay.
first one is all right, and then I really like Beyond. But we'll probably get to that. It being Kirk and the crew. Get to
Hmm.
that on rewatch by the time we're done with our TOS run.
Yeah, at some
I'm
point.
sure.
Um,
So
we also the other one was that it is being. There's one that says it is new characters being directed by the Andor director Toby Hayes. He is or Haynes. He is apparently attached. Although, like you said,
Toby
it's
Haynes.
very early, and I feel like we always swap, especially in franchise things, swap directors 4,000 times. So who knows?
Yeah,
Who knows? But I would enjoy seeing Andor, but Star Trek. I'd be fine with that.
right. So Toby Haynes, he just directed. I get a handful. I think 6 episodes from what I'm seeing here. 6 episodes of Andor. He was not the showrunner. That's what's his name, Tony Gilroy.
Yeah.
So he's like the big creative. When I first saw that, I kind of just like ran my eyes over it, and I was like, oh, Andor guy's making whatever. But it's just one director who did Andor.
Right.
I have not watched as much Andor as I was supposed to, so
Damn.
I don't know if he directed the good episodes. It looks like he did the first three and then the last three, maybe, depending on how long season. Oh wait, no. First three and last three of season one, I
I don't
think.
even know how many were in season one, but that feels like it would be most of the season.
There were 12, so he did half the season,
Okay.
and it wasn't the last three. It was episode 8, 9, and 10.
Okay. Well, hey, I'm sure that
Maybe
those
is
were
that?
good episodes.
Have you watched Andor?
I watched season one.
Okay, so you've seen what this guy was cooking out. Maybe it was that prison episode everyone really likes that I haven't seen yet.
That was
And I
pretty
apologize for
early.
that.
It
I'm a
could
fake
be.
fan, so
That could have been like one of the first three episodes. It was pretty early on there. Um, but also just to finish out the Star Trek conversation of it, J.J. Abrams is set to produce both of them. So it's still the J.J. Abrams
yeah,
universe, both of these. But he's
I guess
not
that doesn't surprise me
directing, I
if we're
guess, either of them. It doesn't
hmm.
specifically say he's
Yeah,
not,
he
but
he didn't he didn't direct Beyond. That was Justin Lin, who did like a couple Fast and the Furious movies and other things. But yeah, he did direct the first two, which I guess people would say are the I don't know what people's opinions on those ones are. Everyone dislikes Into Darkness,
okay.
and I'm gonna say that's fair. Point is, more Star Trek is coming, and we had to talk about it because that's part of our life right now. It's
We're yep,
right up our alley.
we're Star Trek guys this year.
Did you know that Kirk, the character, is on the new Star Trek, Strange New Worlds? I think he like just showed up and had like a whole episode, and people were
Yeah.
like, "Wow, Kirk is cool," and then other people were like, "Wow, I don't like this actor." I guess I don't know. I can't speak to it because I didn't watch it, but
Yeah, I saw a couple
Kirk's
of like
Kirk's doing
posts
stuff.
online, but I don't know anything about it.
I'm gonna look at a picture of this guy playing Kirk on Strange New Worlds.
Okay, well, while you do that, I will throw to our second story. We got that teaser trailer for season two of One Piece, live action One Piece, live piece. We got some neat stuff in it. We saw Logtown. We get to see, I believe it's Little Garden, the one where the giants are at.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm done talking about the Star Trek thing. He doesn't he looks like a guy cosplaying Kirk. It's fine. Yes, I'm hyped for this trailer. As you'll remember, and I'll let you go back into saying what we saw in it in a second. But you
sure.
remember, like our first recap, we were like, "What are we excited for this year?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "One Piece season 2, maybe it'll come out this year." Well, it's not. It's next year. But this is the closest to that. So this was my payoff for one of the things I was excited for is
Pretty
getting
good.
this trailer, I suppose, and it's a good trailer.
Yeah. They did also say in the trailer that season three would be shorter after season two, which I think makes sense based on what we are assuming season two and three are going to be, where like season two will lead right up to Alabasta and then three will probably be Alabasta. If that's true, that makes a lot of sense for them to be closer together. But we do see a couple of characters debuting in here. We see
Yep.
the Queen Vivi. We see Smoker. We
Hmm.
see Laboon, the boy,
Oh
the homie.
yes, he's not an iceberg, ladies and gentlemen. We can take a sigh of relief.
Oh, what people thought they were gonna replace him with an iceberg?
No, that's what they did in Four Kids dub piece. They're like, we don't want to do the Laboon thing. We don't care. So just paint in an iceberg over them and then just say that they went around it. And to which I think a lot of people were like, but that how do you do Brooke? And well, the answer was they didn't get that far, so it didn't matter.
Fair enough. Is so they've been doing a thing where all of the casting is like accurate-ish to where Oda has said that the people are based off of. And they may have taken a slight
Yeah,
detour here because the woman playing Vivi is Indian, but Vivi like
right.
for sure is Egyptian, right? Like Alabasta is Egypt as hell.
I guess maybe she's like Arabic,
That still doesn't get
but
us to India.
yeah, no, you're
Yeah.
correct. But there, I think that was like a point of controversy when the casting was announced because people were like, "That's not where that is," and like on top of that, she's like a British actress of descent. So
Well,
what I'm gonna say is it's not my place to say. So
if you draw a
I don't
line
really know what to.
from England to India, it may
Mm,
come somewhere near Egypt. So then we're there. We made it. You just put it right in the middle.
maybe that's where Alabasta is. Just triangulate it.
What's her Baroque works name? Is that Miss All Sunday or is that Robin?
That's Robin
That's
is Miss All
Robin. So
Sunday.
what the hell is
Vivi
her?
is Miss Wednesday. I'm
Miss
pretty sure.
Wednesday. That's lame. That she's just a day of the week.
Well, she was a low-ranking officer.
But she's
She's got a little
cool.
she's got a little spinny chain weapon that she uses once and then doesn't really fight things ever again. So she
Yeah.
doesn't
Well,
need
until
to.
she kills Emu
She
with
doesn't need
it.
to be. Oh,
Yeah.
she might. That's how she'll join
She
the
she
crew
she
permanently.
joins the crew, by killing Wapple and Emu in one shot.
Yeah. Okay, so there's some things we didn't see any Drum Island in this trailer. They're
We
saving that.
we
I mean, we know
didn't.
what Chopper looks like.
Right.
They showed that a while ago. But we didn't see any Drum Island, no Wapole, not even
No.
a glimpse of snow.
I would have
Um,
expected them to show off Kureha, if anything.
mhm.
But which they didn't we didn't get Jamie Lee Curtis for that, right? That was like a rumor, but that didn't
No,
happen.
we got what's her name? What's her name from Married with Children?
Good time.
Leela.
Oh, okay. That's a choice. It's an interesting
Katie
choice.
Sagel. She was also on that show I didn't watch, Sons of Anarchy, right? She was on
She is
that.
on Sons of
I
Anarchy.
think she
Yeah.
was on that. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's coming out what end of or sorry, beginning of next year, right?
Probably. It just said 2026, right? I would assume somewhere around March,
Mm-hmm.
probably. Maybe April-ish.
It's gonna be pretty
But
cool.
very very exciting.
So they're gonna.
We didn't see Karoo.
We didn't see Karoo because we blew all the budget on Laboon, so we can't do Karoo as well. It's too much. A duck?
Hell
Impossible.
yeah. Maybe there is no Karoo. Maybe Karoo got the Usopp Pirates treatment.
Oh, he's just not.
Just
Yeah,
just unexist them.
yeah. Him and eyelashes are just gonna get erased, and the dugongs, all
Oh no, we
gone.
need the horny camel. But that's later. We have time to figure that out.
But so this is gonna cover Drum Island, Little Garden. I don't even remember what other like little arcs they went through between there. There
So
were
yeah,
there were a
so
handful.
they're gonna start in Loketown,
Yeah,
then they're going to go up Reverse Mountain. We're gonna do the little Laboon story. I don't know. I maybe like one episode for Loketown, one episode for that. I don't know how this is gonna work out. I don't even know how many episodes are in this season. I don't know if they said that.
yeah. I have no idea.
Maybe they extended it to 10. That would be kind of cool if they did that. Because I think restricting ourselves to 8 for every show to ever exist kind of sucks.
Yeah, I don't know
But
why streaming services have chosen to do that. It makes zero sense to
eight's
me.
the magic number. Who knows? But yeah, so after they do Laboon, then they go to Whiskey Peak. Then they go to Little Garden. Then they go to Drum Island. That's how season 2 will end, I believe. I think season 2 will end with the I've said this before, I'm sure. It'll be like that's how we get our first look at Joe Manganiello's Crocodile. Like the post credits type beat.
All the
And
snow on
then
Drum Island becomes sand, and then it becomes
ooh,
crocodile.
hey, they could do it. like how Arlong showed up at the Bratier. He didn't do that in the anime or manga, but he did it in this show. So we can do anything. We can go off the books. We
Uh,
can kill Laboon.
I, and we will too.
They better not. But we can kill Karoo.
He's dead as hell.
Oh, you know what? There's a certain character. I guess I won't. We should set a precedent of just like not assuming that everybody who listens to this knows One Piece or like the anime manga, but like they might
Yeah.
watch the show. So not just say like, here's what happens. But let me just tell you, there's a character. It'll be season 3 when this happens. There's a character in Alabasta who doesn't die. He's dying in this for sure. He's not coming back.
Well, but in One
The end of
Piece,
Alabasta.
like up until the Paramount War arc, that shit happened constantly.
Well, it's gonna be different this time. We're killing them all for real.
In other news, EA has told me to go fuck myself. Here's why.
Yeah, tell me about this. What's going on?
So
You okay?
No. So here's the thing. An article came out this week from, I believe it was Jordan Midler, who wrote that apparently a Dragon Age remaster of the first 3 games, the same way as like the Mass Effect collection, has been pitched to EA multiple times over the last several years, and they have said no every single time.
So they're just a bunch of haters.
So here's a couple of the reasons that they gave us, right? They said, we can't because the games are on different engines, which, yeah, I guess is technically true, but like so are the Mass Effect games. So whatever.
Yeah.
They said they aren't technically a trilogy because it's not like the same protagonist, I guess.
Okay.
Then they said we don't do remasters, which yeah, you do.
A blatant lie. We don't do it.
And then they said,
Okay.
and then finally, the most recent time, apparently, they said, okay, you can do it, but we're not going to give you any extra money to do it. So you have to do it with the budgets that you are using to make other projects. They're like, you can do it, but with nothing.
That's not how. That's not. No,
Yeah.
can't do
Yeah.
that.
So EA had put out, so EA recently with Dragon Age tried to make a 4th game that was going to be like a bad live service thing that nobody wanted. And then when everyone told them that that's not what they wanted, they pivoted it into a single player game that was also pretty bad. And then it didn't sell great because the marketing on it was awful and was really bad at explaining what it was. And then also when the game came out, it wasn't good. And then, even though that's basically exactly the same thing that happened with Mass Effect Andromeda, they chose for Mass Effect to release the anthology collection to prove that they still had it, to prove that they could still make good games by remaking the old ones before they put out Mass Effect 4. But they refused to do that with Dragon Age. So
Pretty par for the course for EA behavior, I guess.
they're like,
Just
what if
being the
we
dumbest-
just didn't?
Alright.
It's so
Sure.
upsetting. The Dragon Age games are all good. Dragon Age 2, the weakest, but still good. Origins
Yeah.
is great, and Inquisition is an all-timer. It's like one of the best games ever made. And they have decided
Yeah.
that that franchise should just die with Veilguard, which was a poorly made game that was stuck together with, honestly, by no fault of the devs, stuck together with shoestrings and duct tape because the people at the top changed what that game was going to be like 500 times. To the point where when they were showing trailers for the game, like a year or two before it came out, the devs saw the trailer and they were like, oh, cool, what game is that? Wait, what? Oh, that's the one I'm working on? No, it's not.
This is that Eric Andre meme where he turns around and shoots the shit out of Hannibal Buress and then looks at the camera and says, "Who killed Hannibal?"
Yeah.
That's what EA does. I think that's what they're doing with Dragon Age here.
Well, and it's really annoying because it's like EA's like kind of fumbling right now. Like they're not doing super great financially. Like they have a couple of things they're doing well. They're focusing really hard on this Battlefield 6 that or whatever the hell that is getting really good reviews, but like it has to sell a shitload because they have put all of their eggs in that basket. If that game fails, I don't know what the hell happens at EA. Probably a lot of layoffs. Um, okay, so you've pivoted away. So you bought BioWare during the production of Mass Effect 3. And
Yeah.
then every single thing that came out after that, except Inquisition, because it was already mostly done, was
Hmm.
complete dog shit. And then
Hmm.
because of how much EA was like micromanaging and squashing them, pretty much everybody of value at that studio left and was replaced by new people who have no idea what the culture of BioWare is. And now we're getting Mass Effect Andromeda and Dragon Age Veilguard, which were both really, really bad and not anything like what the fans of those games wanted. They said, "Uh oh, BioWare bad now," and just it
Yep.
feels like they're just throwing the whole thing out. They're like, who ruined this? Oh no, it's really upsetting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say about it other than EA's broken trust so many times. Like I don't even give. I didn't even know a new Battlefield was coming out. By the way,
Yeah, you did.
I'm just so removed. Well, no, before this conversation I did, but I mean like until recently.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, Abrar specifically was like, "Hey, you gonna get that?" and you said no.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's. It was like that the same. That was like this week, and it was
Yeah,
around this week where I was like, oh, I guess there's a new Battlefield coming out
yeah,
because like I saw like a couple posts about it online, and then Abrar asked about it. But before that, I don't know. I didn't know.
yeah. They are putting the entire EA block basically on sale if that shit doesn't make $1 billion. So
Well,
here we go.
hey, fellas at EA,
Yeah.
if you don't want BioWare anymore, sell it to us. We'll give you like $6 and a ham sandwich, and then we'll make sure it ends up in the right hands.
Honestly, just sell the IP. I don't think anyone wants to buy the studio at this point.
Please.
Just sell the IP to, I mean,
Yeah.
to somebody good, but there's no
No.
guarantee that that'll happen.
To
If they
to
sell it, they'll sell it
to
to like Embracer 2K or
to
something, and then we'll get more dog shit.
L- Live Service Corporation.
Yeah, well, that's most of them now. Well, speaking of big companies making moves, Matt Smith from Doctor Who has officially been cast
Mhm.
in Star Wars Starfighter. He's going to play
They
the
tricked him
villain.
again, folks.
They got his ass,
They got his ass again. You duped him into Terminator. You duped him into Marvel, kinda.
sort of.
Morbius. Now you got him in Star Wars. When will you just leave this man alone?
I, you can't even blame them on this. You got to blame either him or his agent at this point.
Yeah. Well, I just pray that he makes money. And
I,
you know what? Maybe this will be good. Who
I
knows?
think
Can
it's
Star
got a
Wars be good?
I think it's got a pretty good shot. It's not
Fair fighting chance.
it's not a Skywalker movie. It's not about
Hmm.
Jedi. It's called Starfighter. It's starring Ryan Gosling, who generally does good movies. And now they're bringing in Matt Smith, who, looking at his face, right, like he's got to be an alien, right? He's gonna be like,
Oh, you don't think like an Imperial guy?
I mean, he could be, but like he's got the most "I'm an alien" face. Like when you look at his human face, he looks like an alien. So just make
Yeah,
him an alien.
or a Targaryen.
I
But they already did that.
They already did that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just paint him blue and make him a chiss and you're there. That's all you got to do. I'm not saying you got to put like head tails on him or make him a fish, but
Ma- yeah, make him play Kit Fisto.
if he's just a human, I will be disappointed. That is one of the things that annoys me the most about specifically Star Wars video games. It's like, why are you so opposed to putting cool alien characters in your games? Why is everyone in this game a human when it's a video game? You don't even have to do makeup. You just make a guy.
Mhm.
It's the same as making a human guy, but now he's a foot taller and covered in hair or whatever.
Yeah.
Like what? How come every Star Wars video game has like one token alien and then everyone else is just a dude?
That's a good question.
In movies, I like kind
It's a
of get
very
it for budget reasons or whatever. But even then, like you're Disney, figure it out. That's not my problem. That's yours. But in video games, there's no excuse.
You could just tell, listen, I'm not against Star Wars, but just something about the idea, more Star Wars. Okay, I'm not against it, but I'm against it.
Right.
All of the life just came out of me. Just like, oh yeah, Star
No,
Wars.
yeah,
Okay,
trust we can hear it.
I
You're
know. I don't know.
you're
I
doing
don't know
a
what to say.
you've been doing an Eeyore impression the last like 15 minutes.
Listen, man, it's Star Wars wants to. You know what? Okay, you caught me. You caught me in a fucking trap here. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, Star Wars wants to get me back on board, make something good. Meanwhile, I've self-admittedly not watched Andor, and
Yeah,
that's my fault. I
correct.
admit it.
It was like,
I'll go here. Pause the episode. I'll go watch Andor really quick. All both seasons.
oh, you haven't watched any of it yet? I thought you said you haven't watched as much as you should have, which implies
No,
that you have
I've
watched some of
watched
it.
I've watched some of season 1.
Okay. But you didn't get to the you said you didn't get to the jail. I'm pretty sure that's like really early.
I couldn't tell you, but I definitely didn't get there.
Oh. We've got
You know
some
what? I want to start right here, right now.
right.
This is me holding myself accountable, or at least turning it into something funny.
Sure.
Every week, write this down in your notes. I would like you to ask me if I've watched Andor yet until I do it.
Um I look forward to still asking you that in 2026.
Probably.
Yeah. And then we'll just swap it for whatever other show you just like have not watched. Oh, because you haven't
Yeah.
watched. Now I'm just putting you on blast. I shouldn't do that.
Sure.
I was just gonna be like, because you haven't watched Last of Us either.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't watched Last of Us. But didn't people turn on that show anyways because it followed what the games did?
Yeah,
And
they
people
turned
turn on the
on
games the same
season
way?
2 of the show for exactly the same reasons that they turned it on.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2, the video game. I guess with the one addition that also people seem to just really not like Bella Ramsey, which I'll be honest with you, I think they're going a lot too far. But I also don't think she's like great. So, or sorry,
Oh.
it's, Bella Ramsey's not binary, right? So they are not great. Is that right?
Let's get confirmation of this.
Oh, you know what? I know for a fact it is because they're nominated for an Emmy.
Hey. Yeah. They.
Yeah. So people didn't like them because they are not a good
What?
actor, and I would
Oh.
I would agree that they are not a good
Is that just
actor.
because they're
But a
young?
lot of the hate, that's part of it, is the age, because obviously there was a much bigger time jump in the video game between 1 and 2, both in the
Of course,
world
yeah.
and in the actual timeline of the games coming out. And
Mm-hmm.
so Ellie acting the way that she did in the second game was more justifiable because it had been several years. Whereas in this, it looks like it's been like a week.
Yeah.
Bella has not aged at all. She looks exactly the
They are
same.
very
It's
they are
weird.
very small.
Yeah,
They're a small person.
yeah. Well, that was like their breakout role, was being small lady on Game of Thrones. So
That's true.
that is unfortunately the bit that they've been cast into.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little bit of the writing was also not there for them this season, because I feel like the TV show was trying really hard to lighten the blow of what the second game was trying to say, which is fair because people hated what it was trying to say, but also kind of cuts out the whole purpose of the thing. So it's like you kind of put yourself in a catch 22, catch 20, whatever the hell it is there. But then also it's just like the casting's just not great. Like, and I always kind of thought that, and I don't want to like dogpile on Bella Ramsey because like it's not their fault. They got cast into a role and then they played it, and they're doing okay. But it's just like this became such a huge show after season 1 that had so many more eyes on it, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, it's also like their third role ever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's not
that's-
fair.
Like leading, especially. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, and in season
What-
1, well, I shouldn't
something
say
about Last of Us. Something about Last of Us as an IP just draws the attention and ire of toxic people. What's up with that?
that. It's a.
I want to blame Neil.
There's part
Can
of
I
it that
blame
can't-
Neil?
Yeah, you can blame Neil.
Okay. Okay, cool.
There's part of it that I can't say for spoilers, but basically I think a lot of people don't like it because in the games they were like, wow, this underage girl is really attractive, and then it turned out she was a lesbian, and they were like, ugh, I can't believe that Last of Us went woke, and it's like, she was a lesbian the whole time. Like, I don't know what to tell you. like in the first game she was a child, so she didn't kiss anybody because literally the only other person in 90% of that game was Joel, who's a grown-ass man, and she's not interested in either of those things. So
If
it
your
didn't come up until
takeaway
the second
from
one because there was no one else that she could have kissed if she wanted to.
if your takeaway from anything, fictional or otherwise, is this child is hot, you need some self-reflection
Yeah.
and maybe prison.
Yeah. Well, speaking of people thinking children are hot, the Stranger Things guys.
Oh, perfect
There you
segue. Round
go.
of applause,
There you
everybody.
go,
There we go.
baby. So
There it is.
the creators of Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers, once they are done with season 5 of Stranger Things, that's going to come out this year, and I'm very excited for, even though all of the episodes are the length of feature-length movies, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm okay with. I have come to terms with watching effectively like 10 films back to back. Here we go, baby. But they, after finishing that season, will be moving on over to Paramount, where they have just signed a new deal to do TV shows and movies for them. And apparently, one of the big reasons why they did that is because Paramount will let them release their movies in theaters, and Netflix would not. So,
Heyo.
so not a fan of Paramount lately with their everything, but it is worth noting that this is one of several really big moves from them lately. Obviously, they have the Skydance merger, where
Yeah.
actually I think they were basically just like bought by Skydance. Like they are now Paramount, a Skydance corporation. So I think they're just owned by Skydance, and we should probably look into how sketchy Skydance is because probably pretty sketchy. But also
Every
recently,
time you say this is stupid, but every time you say Skydance, and I'm familiar with
yeah,
the production company Skydance, but every time you say it, I'm just reminded of like that subsection from our high school of cheerleaders or color guard or whatever they were that were
it,
called Sky Dancers.
the
Remember
drill
that?
team, yeah.
That was stupid.
I mean, yeah. Is that a thing outside of Texas, or is that a Texas thing? If you're watching this not in Texas, let me know because I genuinely don't know.
Drill team?
Yeah, I don't remember drill team being a thing in Missouri, but I didn't go to high school,
I'm gonna be
so
honest. I went to school apparently with a drill team, and I don't even know what it is that they are or do. So I wasn't paying attention,
that's
and I
fair.
don't know.
But you also did everything in your power to not attend high school,
Yeah, it's true.
so you did a lot of just like not being in high school while being in high school.
It's
It's a gift, really.
it was a broken concept of society, and I refuse to take part in it.
Well, that's all of society now, so I guess you're just staying inside.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but so yes, but this is just one more of a series of moves that they have been making recently because they've also, I don't know if you heard, have bought the rights. I don't think they own it, but the rights to show the pay-per-views for UFC fights, which is now just included in your service. You don't have to
Paramount
like
did.
pay. Yes, so if you want to watch UFC fights, it's just going
Mm.
to be on Paramount, which is, I guess, cool for people who don't want to spend
That-
40-50 bucks to watch one fight.
Yeah,
So that, I mean, I assume that
that's cool.
almost certainly the Paramount price tag is going to go up. But here we are. They also spent
Yeah, probably.
like, what was it, 1.5 or $2.5 billion to get South Park to be on, to have like the streaming rights for South Park.
Yeah.
And this one it's a really big grain of salt. But it's a rumor that's been going around that I don't believe and also don't want to believe. Is that apparently Skydance and Paramount have been trying to buy Warner Brothers.
Oh,
So,
just outright.
yeah, well, they would, yeah. That's the rumor. It's a rumor.
Mm.
So there's absolutely no reason to believe it. The reason people are saying that, I think, is pretty shaky. Because the two reasons that they like keep pointing to is like, well, Warner Brothers is doing really, really great right now because like they've had like 6 or 7 huge movies this year with Sinners and now Weapons.
Yeah,
They're now like the horror
and
movie guys, which
Superman.
is great, and Superman and Minecraft,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
F1, and like a lot of their movies this year have been huge box office successes. And people are like, okay, well, they're being hugely successful. The DC universe is like taking off again. People are interested in that. Why are they doing layoffs? And I'm like, brother, hey, that's just what companies do in 2020, any number. That doesn't mean nothing, because people are saying like, oh, must mean that they are trying to slim down to make themselves more purchasable. And I'm like, no, I think that's just what companies do these days. I don't think that means literally anything.
the reason I agree with you is because WWE's been slimming down for like 6 years now, and they
Yeah.
have no intentions
Although they did
of.
merge. So,
They did merge, but they didn't sell. So
yeah. And then the other thing that they were saying is like, well, if you look at the number of subscribers to Paramount and the number of subscribers to HBO, and you add those together, if they like combine the two streaming services like Hulu and Disney are trying to do, then they would
right.
immediately become the second biggest streaming service in the world under Netflix. They would leapfrog Disney. And I'm like, okay, A, you have to keep in mind that probably a lot of those people, because you're looking at like 70, I think it was like 78 million or some shit for Paramount, and then it was like 120 million or something for HBO. A lot of the people who own HBO are probably double counted in that 78 that own Paramount, because HBO is one that like a lot of, like most people who watch streaming services have HBO, and not a ton have Paramount, because
Yeah.
there's not a whole hell of a lot of reason to own Paramount unless you're me, and that's the one that Survivor and Star Trek are on. So
Yeah, yeah.
probably not actually how that's going to work out if they were to merge those two things. Like, you would definitely see a bump, but realistically, I don't think there's a huge amount of people in that 78 over on Paramount who don't already own HBO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's conjecture. Like, I have no actual statistics on that, but it seems probable. You know what I mean?
hmm Yeah, yeah.
But also, I
Looking it
just
up.
really don't want that to happen at all. Like, at all. I
No,
don't
I'm
want
I'm
Paramount to
tired
buy
of
Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is doing really great right now,
I'm I'm
and
tired of it.
and Paramount is doing really great right now. Frankly, I don't think they need each other at all.
hmm
Um,
Yeah.
like, both of them are growing very fast right now. With obviously Warner Brothers having, I guess, dropped Discovery, but now all that's left is doing really well with. We just talked about all their movies, and the DC projects are doing great. HBO numbers are up. Paramount Survivor has been back on track. The last couple seasons have been getting better and better. What's it called? Ratings, not like reviews, but the like number of viewership. Uh, you know, a lot of their stuff is on the rise as well. So like, maybe these two companies just do well independently. Maybe they don't need to merge and then lay off 14 million people. You know what I mean? Maybe we don't do that.
Nah, do it. It'll be funny.
Do a flip. But hey,
The fact that the fact that you can say out loud like, here's why you shouldn't do it, because I don't think you need to do it and it's bad
yeah.
and I don't want it to happen. That's all the more reason it's just gonna happen.
Yeah, but the other part of it is
Just
that,
like in a cosmic universe sort of way.
right. The other aspect of it that probably needs to be pointed out is that I don't know if Paramount has Warner Brothers money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they could buy it.
Yeah. I mean, Warner Brothers, what they have going for them is just the amount of stacked IP.
Right.
So
That the IP alone has
they
got to
would
be
that
worth
would be a
billions.
that would be a big price tag, definitely.
So I don't know that Paramount's got that. Like, I enjoy Paramount. I like Star Trek. I like Survivor. That's the only two things I know that are on there. Oh, they also have that Taylor Sheridan shit, Yellowstone, Landman, all that. That's doing well for them
Oh,
as well.
sure. I don't
But
watch that.
that's
They have
not
the
Batman.
Nickelodeon library.
That's true. That is true. But again, I mean, we're looking. I mean, Warner Brothers is over there with DC and Minecraft and like Dune, like all of these huge franchises that are just growing and growing and growing right now.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
I think I looked it up like a couple days back, and it looked like Warner Brothers would have to be at least a $30 billion acquisition, and I just don't know if Paramount's got the juice. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I hope they don't got the juice,
I guess we'll see.
especially
Yeah.
because in a buyout you have to like exceed that, because no one's going to buy it at like going to sell at cost. They always want to sell at like 120%, 150%.
Of course, of course.
Anyway, in other Warner Brothers news, James Gunn was asked about sort of what he's doing with Superman, and he said something really interesting. As he said, he's working on the next installment in the Superman saga. To which I have several questions to ask you.
Yeah. Hmm.
What does the fucking that mean? It's like, I guess that implies that
Yeah.
Superman will have more than 3 movies, which I think we all would have assumed already. That was the plan. But
Hmm.
I would also like to ask, Do you think Supergirl counts as part of the Superman saga?
I think so. Something about the way he said it, the way it was phrased, I pictured immediately like that doesn't necessarily mean Superman 2 or anything like that. It just means like Superman extended family type, like like in his corner of the universe, you know?
Sure,
So
Metropolis people.
as far as we know, like it could be Superman 2, or it could be
I'm sure
something
Superman
similar, a
2.
Lex Luthor TV show for all we know.
Right. Well, there has been those rumors of a Jimmy
I mean,
Olsen
Superman
TV
2
show.
has to happen.
There will be a Superman 2. That's not even in question as far as I'm concerned. But it's
Yeah,
more
yeah, of
like
course.
what else will be included in this saga? Because there have been this rumor, has been this rumor
It could,
rather, of a Jimmy Olsen TV show. That could be something, maybe. And then it's like, does Supergirl count?
yeah.
Because those would be the only two things that like we even have any kind of rumblings about that might fit into that sort of classification.
I Supergirl could be, but like Supergirl's filming right now, yeah.
I
So
think it's already
that's
done.
if he was like doing something for Supergirl, I don't think he would have been as vague about it.
Right. Well, but it's more.
I
Uh,
picture
yeah,
he's talking about like a Daily Planet spin-off
I'd
show
be down for that.
or like an animated Crypto the Super Dog short, something like that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. It's my question is less so like what is the next thing he's working on because I'm whatever, and more just like what all would we include in the Superman saga? Because some people in their articles are also
Yeah.
changing because the interview he says Superman saga, but he doesn't say it like for sure that's the name of it or anything. He just says it as like a way to explain it, like for a
Hmm.
part of conversation. Like I
Hmm.
don't think it's a thing that he has written on a chalkboard of like the Superman saga and here are all the things that are in it. But I did see other articles that said the Super Family Saga, and I don't know if that's a thing that he like clarified later or if someone just like wrote it down wrong in their article or something. So it's incredibly unclear to me
People
on
love to
any level.
misquote him.
They do. They really, really do. It's probably because he says a lot, and then they have all the ammo in the world to just change what he says for fun.
That's true.
Um,
Yeah.
but the last question that I wanted to ask you about this is what are some things that you would want to see in the Superman saga, the Super Family saga, potentially?
I don't know. I can't think of any like offshoot thing for
Well,
Superman
if I
related
go
stuff
first, would that
titled
help you?
Jim Jones. Mhm. Yeah, go for it.
So, some things that I would like to see in the Superman saga. I wouldn't be opposed to a Daily Planet TV show. I didn't think of that when I was thinking about this, but that would be awesome. I think we did a lot of casting in the Superman movie for people who work at the Daily
Mhm.
Planet, and then most of them got like a line or two. And so it feels like maybe that feels like a little bit of a wasted
Mhm.
opportunity for those actors. And so maybe put them in a TV show. I'd be down for that 100%. I think that'd be great. Um, but also
Mhm.
some things that I would like, and I don't. You'd have to build up to it because these are both things that I think you would need some time of like more projects in between where we are now and where we would get. But two of my favorite Superman stories are For the Man Who Has Everything and I don't know what to call it, but I guess like the Cadmus Labs saga or whatever, like the Superboy Cadmus Labs, that whole thing. I think one of the versions of it that I like the most is the Young Justice version, weirdly enough. But sort of that
Yeah.
situation. But you would have to put some space on that because I guess you could do For the Man Who Has Everything, but the whole thing about that is that like the rest of the league helps him out. And like I guess you could do that with the Justice Gang, but I don't know. I would kind of want Batman and Wonder Woman to be there because it's supposed to be like on his birthday. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let the
And
world flesh out a little bit more.
for sure. And then the other one, like doing Superboy, who's a clone of just another clone of Superman. You couldn't do that immediately. We've just had a clone of Superman. You know what I mean? Although
That's true.
I guess it does sort
That
of
is true.
it fits into this world because we know that Lex Luthor can make clones of Superman. But Superboy would be cast as a different actor as opposed to spoilers because Superboy he's like half the DNA of Superman and half the DNA of Lex Luthor, so he looks like a different guy, even though he is a clone. So that'd be good.
Yeah. Do you think they could do something like the reign of the Supermen without doing the death of Superman.
I
Like
think,
maybe we do some story where Superman disappears from Earth for a bit, like he gets like sucked into Phantom Zone shenanigans and it time warps and he's been gone for like 3 years or something.
yeah,
And then he comes back and now there's like these different four Supermen that have like taken his place, and then our payoff is Cyborg Superman. But, I think the trap there is having started with the Superman clone thing.
yeah.
Uh,
You don't want to make that
a
like,
lot of Supermen running around.
yeah. You wouldn't want to make it a thing where it's like, oops, all Supermen. But I think you could
Yeah,
certainly introduce those characters without the death of Superman, and then do specifically that storyline like after you do Death of Superman. But you could have those characters around. I don't see any reason why Steel can't exist or why Superboy can't exist without doing that story. I think maybe you
right.
wait on like Cyborg Superman because he's not that interesting to me. And I'll be honest with you, don't remember who the fourth one is.
The Eradicator.
Oh yeah, no idea. I truly know dick all about that character.
He's a he's a robot
Two
or
of the
something.
four are robots.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you count whatever Steel's got going on, then maybe I don't know.
You know what? Maybe don't do that. In hindsight,
Yeah, you know what? Scrap that. We take it back. Do something else.
uh, but hey, man. Either way, I'm excited to see what the future of Superman looks like. I think really my only
Mhm.
negative with the movie was like how much of it had to be spent on setup of the universe. Like we didn't do an origin story for Superman. We instead spent the movie doing an origin story for the universe, and I think that was like the only
Right.
thing for me that held it back. So I think pretty much all future installments will be as good, if not better. Hopefully. So I'm excited about it.
Probably.
But Skyler, that brings us to the final topic of the show, the 77th
Main
Primetime
event
Emmy
time.
Awards. Are you excited to see the nominees for the Emmys?
I guess I need to preface that as always, I'll say I haven't been watching a hell of a lot of television lately. I've seen some of these, but you know, the movies are more my bag. So there's going to be a crap ton of things in here that I'm just pretty much unfamiliar with. But a lot of these names are things that get
Yeah,
thrown around a lot as good shows, so you
you'll
can
have heard about
expect
them, I would think.
some good ones.
So the nominees. I'm not gonna read every single category because like, eh. But we'll do a couple of them. Is
Mhm.
outstanding comedy series. The nominees for that are Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, Shrinking, The Studio, and What We Do in the Shadows. Is there one of those that you would predict to win?
Mhm. Picked to win. I don't really know. So the only one on this list that I have watched, as mentioned before, is The Bear, and I love that show. I
Right, it's
don't
really good.
necessarily know if it'll win. It's so the fact that it gets put in comedy is funny because
Right,
I guess it's a comedy, but to me, really, it's just a drama that can be very funny if it wants to, like when it wants to. So other
right.
other than The Bear, I haven't watched Abbott Elementary. But I know about. I've seen bits from it. It's a funny
It's
show. I really do want to watch What We Do in the Shadows. I love
right.
the movie. I've never watched the show. The rest of these, I mean, I know what Shrinking is, but I never watched it. I know what Only Murders in the Building is, but I never really cared.
Hey,
I guess.
if you're gonna watch any of these and it's gonna be
Uh,
tough
yeah,
because of the streaming service it's on, you should watch The Studio. I think you would really like The Studio.
I do actually have access to Apple TV.
Oh, well, you should watch it. It's really good.
All right, I'll take that. Created by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. Classic. They're good at making TV shows, those two,
They are.
for some reason.
They are. I only know them from. I don't know what other TV show they've done, but I like this one.
They made that Preacher show that I didn't watch,
Oh,
but
the
they also made
AMC.
The Boys. Yeah, the AMC one.
Is AMC the name of the channel, or is that the movie theater? Is it both? Are they the same company?
It's both. Two different things, I think.
Are they?
Yeah. No.
Oh, okay. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, right?
of these, I would say I would like the studio to win. I also have not watched all of these. I haven't watched Nobody Wants This. I haven't watched Hacks. Like, there's a couple of these that I haven't watched at all. I haven't watched all of Abbott Elementary, and I haven't watched the newest season of the. I only watched the first season of The Bear, so I don't have like
Mm.
all the information here. But of the ones that come out this year, the one I hear people talking up the most is the studio, and I also think because it's a new show, people will want to talk about it more. You know what I mean? Because I feel like The Bear, even though it
Yeah,
might be a better
yeah, that makes sense.
show, is like a known quantity. So
Yeah, yeah.
I think I would go for the studio.
It has its fans and people know what they're expecting, and then that's what they get.
Yeah. Over on the drama side, outstanding drama series, the nominees look like this: Andor, The Diplomat, The Last of Us, Paradise, The Pit, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus. You got a favorite on this one?
I haven't watched any of these other than a couple episodes of the first season of Andor.
Yeah, we did specifically
Um,
earlier say that you have not watched probably the two of the three most popular on this list.
one that I do want to get around to watching, and it's also Apple TV, so maybe I'll just like shotgun the studio and this at the same time. People talk a lot about Severance, and I know I need to watch it, so I think I'll get around to it
Yeah.
eventually. People also talk a lot about The White Lotus. I have not watched any of that. So,
Yeah, I haven't watched the White Lotus either, and I feel like I should because it is sort of a Survivor adjacent show. Because obviously Mike White competed on Survivor, was a finalist on Survivor, and then also
oh yes, of
makes the
course, I
show.
forgot.
And there's a ton of Survivor alum who show up as like bit characters or background characters throughout the show, apparently. So I do feel like I would get sort of that added benefit to this show that people already like just on the merits of it on its own. So I feel like I would especially like it, maybe, hopefully, but I just haven't watched it at
Oh,
all. And I haven't watched Severance either because Severance has reached a point where people talk it up so highly that I'm afraid to watch it because I'm like, what if it's not great?
it's
What if I don't like the premise?
it's funny because I was thinking the same thing about White Lotus. It's
Oh,
one of
okay.
those things like, oh, I mean, it can be said about a lot of these shows, Like
Yeah.
I'm the bear, I'm sure. Like I say, I love the bear. People are like, oh, this guy, just like everyone else loves the bear. But yeah, for me, for some reason, White Lotus hit that spot where like everyone's like, oh, you gotta watch the new season, and I'm like, oh, do I? Because I have that mental illness of not wanting to watch things that people recommend. But I'm sure I'll get around to it one day.
A couple other like really quick things to throw out in the sort of TV programs section here is outstanding reality competition program. Survivor's nominated. Of course, I have to mention that, but also RuPaul's Drag Race and The Traitors have both been nominated. All three of those shows have been really huge the last couple of years, so I'm not surprised to see that. I am surprised to see The Amazing Race is still holding water, but maybe they just needed 5 nominees. So here we are. The
All right, cool.
over on the outstanding limited or anthology series section, The Penguin is nominated there, which I guess makes sense because I guess it is technically a limited series, even though there have been rumors of it getting a second season. But
Yeah.
that is the only of those that I care
If the
about at all.
Penguin wins this
So
and then gets a second season, do they have to take it
I
away?
have to return it.
Hmm.
Under outstanding talk series, The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is nominated, which is really funny because it just got canceled. So that's worth pointing out. Is I hope to God it wins. That is truly the funniest possible option. And I think Jon Stewart's
Yeah.
The Daily Show and Jimmy Kimmel would both just be like, "Nah, give it to Colbert. Don't put my name on
Well,
it."
did you see that Jimmy Kimmel put up a billboard in Los Angeles, I would assume, that it was just like a picture. I don't remember if it was like a picture of Colbert or him, but it said, I'm voting for Steven.
Yeah. Well, and also it's really funny that those are the three names
So yeah.
here because recently our president, the Orange in Chief,
Mhm.
has specifically been like, I'm glad that they're canceling Colbert. I hear Kimmel and Jon Stewart are next. Like he specifically, those were the two names he threw out because they're the ones who talk the most shit about him. Like I guess he doesn't
Give
know
him
that
all
Seth
three
Meyers exists
Emmys.
or Fallon or whatever, but they are
Seth Meyers
all of the
is past his
nominees.
bedtime.
Seth Meyers is definitely past his bedtime. Weirdly, Seth Meyers is the one of them that I watch the most. I think he's got a good balance between
Is that a
actual
fact?
news and comedy.
I think Seth Meyers is funny.
I enjoy him. Outstanding variety special, which live, which I didn't know was a thing. The Oscars are nominated, which I think is strange, but also the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary special and the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime.
Wow. Give him an Emmy for murdering Drake on live television. Do it.
That he might. Well, no, I was gonna say he could get an EGOT, but I don't think he's gonna ever act or be on in a Tony Award winning musical. So never mind.
No. They make a documentary. They make a documentary about the feud, and it wins the best documentary Oscar. And
Would
then he's an
that
EGOT, all based on killing Drake.
honestly go for it? Hell yeah. Um, we'll run through the acting categories here. So, outstanding lead actor in a comedy series, Adam Brody in Nobody Wants This, Seth Rogen in The Studio, Jason Segel in Shrinking, Martin Short in Only Murders in the Building, and Jeremy Allen White in The Bear. Again, I just don't agree that The Bear is a comedy, but like I would for sure say that that's a drama for me
Yeah.
personally from the one season I've watched. But you know, here we
Well,
are.
especially it's funny that Jeremy Allen White gets the nom for comedy series because he's the most depressed, serious one on that show. So
I mean, yeah. I would probably. Well, I don't know. Jeremy Allen White might have already won from one of the previous seasons, and if so, I don't necessarily know that he needs one. But there's nobody on that list that I would be upset to see win. I mean, I don't know anything about Shrinking, so Jason Segel, I guess, or
it's
whatever. I would not be upset, but I would be surprised.
says Jeremy Allen White won lead actor comedy series for The Bear in 2023 and 2024.
Okay, yeah, so he doesn't need it again. He's won the last 2 years. He's good.
Yeah.
On
I
the
haven't I don't know what Nobody Wants This is, but I do really like Adam Brody as an actor. I think he's very good and very funny.
it's a rom com. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched it. I don't know. But in the actress side of lead comedy series is Uzo Aduba in The Residence, which I'll be honest, I don't know what that is. Kristen Bell, the other half of Adam Brody in Nobody Wants This. Quinta Brunson from Abbott
Huh?
Elementary. Ayo Edebiri from The
Right.
Bear, and Jean Smart from Hacks. My
All right.
immediate thought is give it to Ayo Edebiri, but also she very well
Mhm.
may have already also won multiple times. So who
I'll
knows?
figure that out too. Hang on. So it looks like she won 2023, was nominated 2024, and now she's pending 2025.
Nice.
But it looks like she's also pending for a directing an episode
Hmm.
from last season.
Yeah. Uh,
So she might get she's
she could
might
win
get one
twice.
for directing.
She could win twice. Lead actor in a drama series. The nominees are Sterling K. Brown from Paradise, Gary Oldman in Slow Horses, Pedro Pascal in The Last of Us, which spoilers, he's not in a ton of season 2, so I don't know how he got that number that nom. Adam Scott in Severance, and Noah Weil in The Pit. I don't really know who I would
Again,
give
it's
this
it's
to.
it's tough to judge this because I haven't watched any of the shows, but I like Sterling K. Brown. Gary Oldman's obviously a legend. Sir Gary Oldman now.
Oh,
Pedro's Pedro. Again, like not in that show a lot. I like Adam Scott, and I'm not familiar with Noah Weil, nor the show he's on, but Godspeed, power to him.
it's a doctor show.
Ah, then we should ask our friend Ray.
She would know. If anyone knew, it would be her. Outstanding lead actress in a drama series. The nominees are Kerry Russell in The Diplomat, Bella Ramsey in The Last of Us, because there's not a category for non-binary people, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Britt Lower in
Mm.
Severance, Sharon Horgan in Bad Sisters, and Kathy Bates in Matlock, who is also, fun fact, the oldest woman to ever be nominated in this category at 77 years of age.
Oh, God bless her. She's a legend. I think it's so funny that Matlock is nominated. Do people like the new Matlock? I don't even know.
Apparently, I mean, she's nominated for an Emmy. It's got to mean something. Running through a couple of the other ones real fast here. We don't have to go through all of them, but Colin Farrell is nominated for lead actor in a limited series for The Penguin, of course. We've got Kate Blanchett is nominated for the woman half of that, for disclaimer, which I don't even know what that is, Bowen Yang from Saturday Night Live is
Mhm.
nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, which officially makes him the most nominated Asian man in Emmy history. Which is a little sad because that's only four. That's only his fourth
Oh,
nomination. We also have a lot of the stuff that's been going around about this is that this is like a really like progressive, I guess, nomination year, because like you said, Aoi Dabiri is now the first woman to be Emmy nominated for in the same year for both acting and directing in a comedy series, which is cool. The Bowen Yang thing's the
cool,
Kathy Bates
cool,
thing.
cool,
Bella Ramsey has become the first non-binary person to earn more than one nomination, and Owen Cooper
cool.
has become the youngest ever nominee in his category. He plays a character in a show called Adolescence, which is about apparently incels. I haven't watched it, but so there's a lot of like really cool stuff coming out of this. And man, am I gonna watch the Emmys? Like probably not, but I am excited to see who wins.
Yeah, that'll be fun to check out. I never watch them, but
No,
seeing the winners.
maybe I will this year because
I'm sure I've said this when it came to the Oscars, but I say it for every awards show. It's the awards never really matter because of just how like political and weird Hollywood is. So it's like if you don't win it, it doesn't matter. But if you do win it, congratulations. It's kind of just like there's really a no lose thing here.
yeah, I might actually, maybe I will watch it this year because I've never actually watched the Emmys before. Um, because my thought has always been like that it's not as much of a show as the Oscars or the Grammys, where both of those have performances and like comedy bits. This is being hosted by Nate Bargatze, who I have no idea who that is at all. So so
Nate Nate Markets.
I know he's a comedian because that's what it says
Let's
here
see.
on the hosted by thing.
Oh,
But that's all I got for you.
well, at least it's not hosted by Kill Tony,
Yeah,
because that would be be bad. Did you? This is so off topic
sure.
and kind of old news, but like back SummerSlam weekend, they were gonna do because WWE had Kill Tony on like for some, I think like a roast like WrestleMania weekend or something like that,
Sure.
and gross. I didn't watch that. But then they were gonna have like as part of the SummerSlam weekend package of like come out and do some wrestling stuff at SummerSlam. They had like a Kill Tony comedy special WWE thing like there in the whatever town they're in, I don't even remember. And so few tickets were sold, they had to cancel it.
Yeah, that is weird for WWE, I would say, because I think that their fan base is the same fan base that would enjoy Kill Tony. Um, but I'm glad that he is not finding success anytime that he doesn't, because I think he's awful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm. This isn't even like a canceling. I'm just a big proponent of not paying money to unfunny comedians.
Yeah. Well, if you are excited to see who's going to win whatever Emmy, you can tell me all about which TV show was your favorite this year in the comments down below on Spotify and YouTube. There's comment sections on Spotify, and I feel like sometimes people don't know that because we don't get as many there. But you can do that,
I didn't
and
know
you can
that.
hit subscribe, and you can share it with all of your friends because we need you to do that. We're very grassroots and we need all the support we can get, and we love you. You can follow the show to find out when new episodes are being posted on Twitter at RSR_POD. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at DanielJMcG.
And you can follow me on Blue Sky at Skyler 8-bit.
And until next time, everybody, we'll see you around.
The game's just starting, the world's so bright. Jump right in, everything feels right. Let's play, take a trip back in time where pixels and memories